So today I'm homesick. My son isn't feeling well. So we're going to continue talking about what we did last week. So look, before we actually get into that, let's make sure that you have this. You need your math notebook because these things are going to get taped or glued in there. You should have colored pencils. You should have graph paper. And you should have day 64. All right, so we're going to review what we talked about last week. We talked about when you have two numbers, two decimal numbers, a way to model them. And I told you we were going to learn a different way this week that some of you might like better. So we're going to review what we did last week. We have our colors. So I'm going to look at the first number and I have 4 holes. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, actually I'm going to move my paper over a little bit just so I can fit more of them in. Okay, so I have 3 holes. I need one more. 4 holes. And I'm going to label it. I drew 4 holes going across. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have to draw 6/10. So I'm going to add them onto the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was 6/10. I'm going to label that as 6/10. 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/10. Going down the side, I'm going to draw 3 holes. I already have 1, 2, 3 holes. 1, 2, 3. Area model. I'm doing 3 down the side. Now I have to draw 5/10, but I have to lay them flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 5/10. So I laid them down going that way. 3 holes, 5/10. So my next step was I needed to draw the boundary. I needed to extend them out. Okay, I'm still using my pencil, or I'm using a pen so you can see it a little better. So I can't recreate lines where they're not there. So I'm going to come up here, there's a line started, so I'm going to continue it. It's a line started, so I'm going to continue it. Line started, I'm going to continue it. These lines that were started were tenths, so they're every block. Okay, so I did all my vertical lines. Now I'm going to make my lines that go across. Remember the holes? Okay, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go across. Okay, now my lines look kind of jumbly and they're kind of going every which way. I'm actually going to go get a different color. Okay, so I'm going to color in my holes. So I have my first color. I'm going to color in my holes. I have 3 times 4, which should be 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coloring in my holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Colored in my holes. Okay, I'm ready to change colors. I have to shade in now my tenths. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/10. I have 2 rows. Now I have a 3rd row of 6/10. Okay, but I have some down here. I have sections of 5, 2 sections, a 3rd section, and a 4th section. Okay, so I'm going to go back down to my last quarter down there at the bottom, because a tenth times a tenth turns them into hundredths. A part of a part makes them smaller. Part of a part makes them smaller. So I have 5, 10, 15, 20, all of these. All right, so now I need to work on adding them all up. I always love the first section because I have 3 times 4. I have 12 holes. 12 holes. But I'm going to add the decimal and the 0, 0 to help make sense of it. Okay, over here, just like I did in the place value chart, I'm looking to group things of 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have a group of, I'm actually going to do something that's going to make that a little darker. Do I have another one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't. I just have 8. So that was 1 hole. And then this was 6, 7, 8 tenths. 1 hole and 8 tenths. I'm going to put another 0 just to make it line up right. So I've done all of these. And I've done this section. Now I'm down here. I'm looking to see if I can trade groups of 10. 5. Oh, these are 5 and 5. That's easy. Five and 5 make 10. Another 5 and 5 make 10. So I have 1 hole and a second hole that I can trade. So I have 2 holes. Okay, so down here I have all hundredths. These are like pennies. How many do I have? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I have 30 pennies, 30 hundredths. They always look like this. So I'm going to add them all up. 0, 8 and 3 is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so I got 26 and 10 hundredths, 26 and 1/10. Ooh, I made a mistake. 2, 4, 5, 6. I should never have carried 1. I knew that because 4 times 3 is just 12. So this is not correct. I should not have carried that 1. So my answer should have been 16 and 10 hundredths. My guess is a lot of you this morning are finding that mistake before I did and saying, no, but that's not right. Okay, so here's my other way. I'm going to show you the other method to do it, and we're going to compare them. So I'm going to do it right down below. I'm going to rewrite my problem. Okay, just like above, I had 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make this have 4 sections. So this is going to be like rectangle sections, just like we did when we multiplied whole numbers. So I made it have 4 sections, just like above had 4 sections. So what I'm going to do is my 4 is going to go here. What is this 6 worth? This 6 is worth 6 dimes. This one is worth 3 holes. This one is worth 5 tenths. I'm not putting like 4 decimal 6. I'm expanding this number out. 4 holes plus 6 tenths gives us 4 and 6 tenths. 3 holes plus 5 tenths gives us 3 and 5 tenths. Now I do not want to see anybody taking shortcuts. I want to see you showing all of your work. So you will not get a 3 on something if I don't see how you got your answer. Definitely not a 4. So I'm going to do 3 times 4 right here. 3 times 4. Over here I'm going to do 3 times 6 tenths. 3 times 6 tenths. Down here I'm going to do 4 times 5 tenths. Down here I'm going to do, see where the 6 and the 5 meet up right here? So I'm going to do 5 tenths times 6 tenths. So I have all my problems written in. I'm not sure if you can hear my dog barking. She does not like that I closed her in a room. All right, 3 times 4 is 12. This part's always easy. There's no decimals. I know it's 12. Just like up here, 3 times 4 was 12. All right, so down here I'm going to do 3 times 6. I know that's 18, but I have a decimal to think about. If I had 3 people had 6 dimes, would I have $18, $1.08, or 18 cents? Well, each person started with 6 times. I wouldn't get smaller if we had 3 times that. I would never get all the way up to $18 if I just had dimes. But also 1 digit, decimal digit here, 1 decimal digit here. 1 digit, and the decimal goes to the left. 1 decimal digit in the problem, 1 decimal digit in the answer. Let's come over here. 4 times 5 is 20. 1 decimal digit here, 1 decimal digit in the answer. So I always start on the right, 1 decimal digit in the answer. Plus, if I had 5 dimes, if you had 50 cents, half a dollar, and you have 4 people that added those half a dollars together, that would give you 2. All right, let's look. Remember up here when I did tenths times tenths and I got to hundredths, I got smaller. Let's see what happens up here. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 6 is 30. I have 1 decimal digit, 2 decimal digits. These are decimals because they're to the right. They're after the decimal. So my answer needs to have 1, 2, plus this last section turned into hundredths, just like this one turned into hundredths. So now I need to add my numbers on the side. So I'm going to write 12 over here. I'm going to write 1 and 8/10, but I'll fill in a 0. Now I'm to write my 2 wholes. Now I'm going to write my 3/10. Fill it in. Okay, let's add them all up. Zeros. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1. Well, let's look. I got the same answer there as I did there. I had 12 holes. I had 12 holes. I had 1 hole and 8/10, 1 hole and 8/10. 4 holes and 5/10, 4 holes and 5/10. I got 2 and 0/10. Got 6/10 times 5/10. I got 30/10. 3/10, 300ths. So these answers are the same way. So if you want to get a 4 on something, you want to show it 2 different ways, here are your 2 different methods. If you want to check to see if you got them right, here are your 2 different methods. Okay, we're going to practice another problem in these 2 different methods, but if I keep going longer on this video, it'll be too long and hard to upload. So I'm going to stop this video and we're going to go back to my homepage and click on video 2 to get the next part of the lesson.